So, this is different. For the first time on this channel, you are actually seeing me. For years, I was just the voice behind the screen, but this is me. Same kid who started XWF almost 8 years ago. Just trying to make something that people would care about. The crazy thing is, though, XWF wasn't even a planned thing. It kind of just started on a random day. I was in a live chat of Mikal. Those of you who know him, you do. And I kind of had the idea, and literally the next day, I started making shows for XWF. And obviously back then it was a different product. It was crazy random characters, custom characters, real life wrestlers, pop culture characters, things like that. Far from polished, but it was fun. But then things changed, and XWF became something more real. We moved to fully custom characters, actual storylines, actual production value, something that we could all be proud of. And that's when people like Christy, Chris Edwards, Johnny D, Brandon Johnson, Gary Ford all kind of became the faces of the XWF, and when I kind of fell back in love with it. And the best part of it all isn't even the shows themselves, it's just the community that we have gathered. You guys watching this, the guys that are in the Discord, in the watch parties, all the random inside jokes, conversations that have absolutely nothing to do with XWF whatsoever. And I mean, there are genuinely people in this community that I would consider to be my friends, albeit online friends, but I couldn't tell you how many times Johnny D and I would finish recording commentary for a pay-per-view and just be sitting there for hours talking about anything but XWF. Or the fact that me and Gary Ford are both becoming legitimate professional wrestlers. He's just now starting his career. I've been doing it for like a year and a half now. And it's just something to bond over outside of XWF. And again, just like the inside jokes, the funny moments, all that stuff just means more to me than really any show we could ever produce. Which is what makes this really hard to talk about. My life has changed a lot. If we gonna go all the way back, when I started the XWF, I was in middle school. But even in the last year or so, I went from being, as you all know, an engaged college freshman living on campus to now being single, dropped out of school, working irregular jobs, living back at home for the next few weeks until I move into my apartment, and chasing my legitimate wrestling career. I mean, literally every weekend. So somewhere in all of that is where things kind of slipped for XWF. And don't get me wrong, I have ideas all the time. The problem is that the motivation to actually make something has just not been there for me. And I think what made me really realize that was about a week ago. I was just sitting here and I look over to my left and I realize my Xbox had been sitting on the floor unplugged for 3 months since I moved back in with my parents. And obviously that console is where XWF was created, so it was all just tucked away, unplugged, sitting on the floor. And I mean, I'd walk past every day knowing I could just plug it in, but I just wouldn't have it in me to do it, I guess. So I think it's definitely time to accept something, and that is, of course, XWF isn't going to last forever. And it's okay to be upset about that. I myself am a little upset about that, but I have to face facts. But it's also okay to accept that fact, right? So, yeah, it's not going to last forever. But I want to be very clear, it is not ending right now. The goal, as of now, is to at least finish Season 3. We are going to finish it. We have stories to tell, stories we've been building up, matches that we haven't got to have yet, and some really big plans for even all the way to Extreme Mania that'll really mean something to a lot of you guys, myself included. So, what we don't know is whether that will be the end of the season or the end of the XWF totally. Now, with that being said, there are some external factors that are affecting how we get there. Of course, as you all know, we've been making XWF on WW2K24, which we are way behind now. And of course, here in just a few days, the servers, online servers, are shutting down on that game, which will definitely affect everything, creations, uploads, everything. And of course, the newest game, W26, has just come out, but I'm going to be totally honest, I do not have access to that game on my console because I am still on last gen, and I am not able to move to 2K26 because, one, I don't have a new console and I can't afford one at the moment, full transparency, so we're kind of stuck with what we have. So as of right now, the plan is to continue on 2K24 as far as we possibly can, really. Ideally to the Royal Rumble, which is technically 3 PLEs away, but 2 if you're just counting the main roster shows. But if we need to, we can transition to 25 sooner, but that might put some weird barriers around things because we're still trying to work through the whole separation between the 2 generations. But we have a workaround we're trying to work with, so we probably can get things to work well. But because of that, as you all saw in the Discord, we have officially opened 2K25 submissions for your cause. So if you are not part of the XWF and you're watching this video for some reason, welcome. Now is your time to join. If you still have 2K25, please absolutely come to the Discord. The link will be in the description, and you can join the roster. But those of you that are in the Discord, some of you have already put your submissions in. That's great. If you haven't, please do, because we need it all as soon as we can, because we're going to try and switch as soon as we can, ideally, obviously, after the Royal Rumble, but if we have to go sooner, we will. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. XWF is mortal. It's not ending yet, but eventually it will have to. I just wanted to come on here, be fully transparent with you all about why we've been gone for so long. And that's about it. So, at the end of the day, XWF was never just a series. It was storytelling, it's creativity from myself, Johnny D, Christy, Chris Edwards, Gary Ford, all these people that help put things together. It's not just mine. I don't want to take full credit for it because it is ours. Even you guys that just submit your characters, that's an involvement, and I appreciate all of you for that. So, whether Season 3 is just another chapter or the end, I want you to understand, like I said, it's not just me. It's not mine. It is our community. And I am very grateful for everything we've been able to do in the last coming on 8 years. So, with that said, when the time does come for XWF to close its doors, I would like to keep the community going. I don't know how or what we're going to do. Maybe watch parties of real wrestling content. Maybe I'll start making content about my real wrestling career, because I know some of you guys are interested in that. But as for now, we'll see. We're just going to go with what we have. So, thank you all for watching this little update video. And really soon, we are going to be posting the next episodes, starting with the draft, which is going to be a doozy. So, again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for looking at my face for once. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.